Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Optimus Crime here, bringing you another MLG gameplay. Today we got Capture the Flag on Pit, and as you notice from the start, this is a back when they had the no bloom and sprint options, which is what I like. I mean, I know a lot of people didn't like it. A lot of people were saying like it's not Halo, it's sprint. But I don't know, I enjoy having sprints. I like how it makes the gameplay more faster. And did you see how I just shot that rocket in that dude's face? That was pretty sweet. Yeah, but I like having sprint. I think it increases the gameplay, or the speed of the gameplay, and I like that. It fits my style more. I like fast-paced games. And it's actually like one of the reasons I hate Modern Warfare 3 was because Marathon, or I guess it's not Marathon, it was like extreme conditioning. I love like running around in Modern Warfare 2 with Marathon Pro, or Marathon, like having an unlimited sprint. Like that was my thing, and then they took it out, and I don't know why, it just bugs me, like not being able to have unlimited sprint. Even though in Halo Reach it's not unlimited sprint, you still have sprint. And I don't know, it just fits my style more. And I like how they're bringing that it's default in Halo 4, and I love that. I think one of the like people were saying like sprint isn't Halo, but one of the things I think like why it works is because it's default. Like everyone has it, you know. I mean, it's not, and that was the thing. Like one of the problems with some of the other playlists in Halo Reach and the armor abilities, everyone could have different armor abilities. I think that's not Halo. Like armor lock, of course, is just straight up OP. But I mean, you could have people with jetpacks, armor lock, invis, hologram. Everyone could have their own thing, and I like, the reason I like Halo is because everyone starts out with the same thing, and that's what separates. In skill is what along with connection, but mostly skill is what separates players from the good and the bad, and that's what I like. And they're making sprint default in Halo 4, which is what I love that. I'm gonna be very excited for that. Although they are having other abilities like Promethean Vision, which I think is what everyone's gonna be using. And then they got that shield thing, which is, I think it's supposed to replace armor lock. It won't be as overpowered. I mean, you can still get shot in the back, but I think it'll still be somewhat annoying, because you can move while you have it. You're not stuck in one place like you are in armor lock, but you're not completely invincible like you are in armor lock. And there are others, I just can't think of them. But yeah, like I said, I enjoy having sprints. People were saying like one of the things that people didn't like about it was like you could just run away. But I mean, at the same time, you can run towards the person running away. Like, I don't really understand that logic somewhat. And I just like how quick I can get to the other team's base and help my teammates that are over there very quickly. I don't know, I just like that. I just enjoy having sprint. I hardly got to play it when they had the option of zero bloom sprint or zero bloom no sprint. Sprint hardly got picked, so wasn't able to get too many gameplays with it. But yeah, man, I think like I won't give y'all gameplays with bloom. I hated bloom. Bloom was terrible. I hate games with that add like randomness to it. Like I don't like that random shit. It just adds another variable to that, you know, like doesn't require true skill. It's just completely random. It doesn't, you know, when you lose a DMR battle, it might not be because your shots were crazy, it's just because the bullets, you know, weren't going where they're supposed to because of the balloon. And it doesn't, you know, I mean, if I lose a DMR battle, it's not because, like I said, the shots were off. It's just that for whatever reason, Bungie decided to add this random factor into their game that made it less skill-based, I guess, and more randomness, which is bullshit, which is what competitive people don't like. They like games based on skill with less variables involved. So you won't see any, although I have a shit ton of gameplays with Bloom, you won't see any of them, but that's alright because I hate Bloom. But you will see, I'm not sure how many more I have with Sprint, but I think since Sprint will be in Halo 4, you might see a few more with Sprint, which I like. Yeah. Now when Halo 4 comes out, I doubt they're gonna have an MLG playlist from the start. It's probably gonna be like Reach. They at least better have a Team Snipe playlist. Whenever Reach came out, they didn't have a Team Snipe playlist either. I was so pissed. I love Team Snipes, man. They didn't have Team Snipe. I was pretty upset. It took them a while to update it and get it in there, but yeah, I doubt they're gonna have an MLG playlist. But when they do, I wonder if they're gonna implement the look at this fail right here. You see how it like juts out right there? That's why I killed myself. But excuses. Anyways, yeah, when Halo 4 comes out, I wonder if they're gonna implement those like secondary, I guess you could call them armor abilities for now. I'm sure they're gonna have a different name, but like Promethean Vision, like other than Sprint, which will be default, and I think it'll be like on Call of Duty or Battlefield or any other game that has Sprint, I guess, where you just the left stick, you push it in. I think that's what it is for Sprint on Halo Reach, or Halo 4, excuse me, instead of the left, or I guess it depends which control scheme you got set up, but I used to use default, and it was left bumper for Sprint for me, which I liked. It was so easy, but now I switched to bumper jumper because that's, for the most part, what everyone uses, I guess. But anyways, I wonder what, yeah, it's gonna be like you push in the left stick like in Call of Duty to sprint. But like I was saying, I wonder if they're gonna implement, I hope they sort of don't, I don't know, I'm still up in the air about that, the like secondary armor abilities. I don't know, it just, like I said, it adds another factor to the game, another variable that I'm not too sure about. I like the simplicity of games, that's really like I was saying, like separates those who are good from the bad. It reduces the amount of variables and just, I think, increases the skill gap or skill level, I believe. And I just love that. I love competitive games, competitive shooters, that the basic ones that you know, just have a high skill gap, and those who are good are, you know, standouts, and those you're not gonna get bullshitted by some random shit. And like another like random sort of factor, I guess, that is gonna be in Halo 4 as well are the like kill streaks, I guess. The ordnance drops, I think that's what they're called. And like what you get, I think, is random, and you have 3 options whenever you get one to choose from. And I think it's like, don't quote me on this, but I think it is random, like what you get, and then you can select from that. And I don't want that to be an MLG. I don't think. I don't like, you can get a shotgun. On certain maps you can get a sniper, and that reminds me of another thing, like the power weapons, they're not set in one place. Like you'll get a heads up of where the next power weapon will spawn, and then both teams can run towards that spot and fight over the next power weapon. So there is no like set destination for the next power weapon spawn. Like on Pit, the sniper always spawns, and the rockets always spawn in the same spot. And I mean, the way it's set up right now in Halo 4, it won't be like that, and I'm not too sure about that. Like, I'm gonna be very frustrated when rockets spawn in red base and I'm on blue team. Like, what the hell is that gonna be about? I mean, I'm sure it's not gonna be like that. I'm sure it's gonna be somewhere in the middle of the map, but still, you know, I wouldn't doubt it if that happens sometimes. I mean, shit, I get people spawning behind me like Team Slayer all the time, and I get beat down immediately. But that's another thing I'm cautious about. I mean, I think it's fine in casual playlists, whatever, but I don't think I want that in MLG, as well as the ordnance drops, because it's just, like I said, it's just another random factor or variable that you have to deal with that really gets away from skill, I guess, which is what I want games to focus on. Like, games nowadays are getting away from, they're just trying to be so complex, or not complex, but just add new things to games, and it just gets away from the gameplay. Like, I want games to focus on gameplay instead of all these added things and elements to them that just gets away from the gameplay and the skill, and just adds all these variables to them. I mean, it works in certain games, like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love kill streaks and Call of Duty and shit like that, but like death streaks and all that shit, and what's it called, Last Stand and all that shit just makes me want to pull my hair out. But getting away from Halo 4, or Halo, let's see what the maps. Another thing, like, I want to talk about, I hope they make some good competitive maps for Halo 4. I like symmetrical maps. When Halo Reach came out, there really weren't any competitive maps. Halo Reach, I mean, was a huge, or Bungie did a huge disservice, I believe, to the competitive community. Not only did they launch Bloom and implement Bloom and the armor abilities, they really had no competitive, I mean, Arena, which I don't know what it is about Arena, but I just don't like it. I don't like how you spawn with one grenade, and I mean, there was still Bloom, which I don't like, but yeah, there were no, like, competitive maps. And another thing that pissed me off, they recycled, like, maps or sections of the campaign and made them multiplayer maps, which I felt like was cheap, you know what I mean? I feel like they just did that to save money and time, I guess, and didn't really, I don't know, I just feel like they didn't put a lot of effort. I mean, they put a lot of effort into this game, but I mean, when you recycle parts of the campaign into multiplayer maps, I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be cool, but it just didn't work for me. You know, when they launched, there was Zealot, which I love Zealot. I think it's a great map. But what else? Countdown. Countdown's a great map. It's one of the first, like, the new thing nowadays is for level designers to make more vertical maps, and I think Countdown is one of the few to actually do a good job at that. Countdown, I'm trying to think of, I mean, I think that's pretty much it, like, the only competitive maps at launch, and everything else is Forge. I mean, Asylum, which is sort of like Sanctuary from Halo 2, but even that, I mean, required Forge to get all the things right, and everything else is Forge map. There's Pit now, which I love Pit. But the only thing about Forge is everything looks the same. Like, there's no color, there's no real different environments. I mean, everything, the landscape and everything is all the same, and it just, it doesn't make everything look attracting. And I think that's one of the things why Halo is not on MLG anymore, or main circuit. They're doing this gay online GB battle shit or tournament or something that I don't even know if people are participating in. I haven't followed up on that, which I have another beef with MLG. Like, last year, I think it was in July, I paid for the year pass. I'd get HD quality and everything, and I've only been able to watch like 1 or 2 events in HD. And of course they took Halo off, which is why I got it, but I can't even watch like StarCraft or anything in HD, which is what I was supposed to. Like they got this like Winter League now or something. I got the year-long pass. Like what the fuck? I should get my money worth. Alright, this commentary is coming to an end, so peace out guys.